Alright. Testing 1 2 1 2. Testing 1 2 1 2. Alright, so this would be my first little video that I'm doing, I guess video project, for the Clown World TV YouTube channel. And we're going to be talking about something special today, guys. We're going to be giving you guys a clear example of why school is a joke and it should no longer be required. Exhibit 1, or well, the main theme of this video for today, are the devious licks. Now, these devious licks, which is usually just a bunch of people stealing, soap dispensers, hand sanitizer, mirrors, but it's escalated to a lot of crazy ass shit that's been going on. People stealing mirrors and stall doors, plant decor, toilets, water fountains. It's really getting hectic out here, and these guys, these so-called menaces, which some of them are, some of them not, are really trying their hardest to build up their clout by committing petty theft. Well, some of these guys, the things that they stole are actually about a felony's worth of of stuff that they stole, I guess you could say. Some of these kids would be in some pretty deep stuff if they were adults doing this, but we tend to let minors get away with a lot of things as long as nobody dies and not too many people are affected, with the exception of the ones who are charged as adults. But moving on, we have our first little exhibit here of this guy stealing a class pet. We got this guy here, straight up pulls a iguana or some type of lizard up out of his backpack, claiming it's the class pet. Now, I mean, that's pretty, like, it's pretty dickish if you ask me. You're not really stealing anything worth or value. This is a very common pet that practically anyone could hold, and instead of picking something that may have gotten you a little bit more attention, you decide to lowball it and pick the only thing that practically nobody in the class besides those who like animals care about, and probably the teacher as well. Now, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like this isn't, a coward's move. He is taking a pretty big gamble, putting his hands on somebody else's property and slipping it into his bag. But considering that he seemed to have been in class when he took the gecko out of the bag, he probably didn't even get away from the school before putting it back. So I'm going to call this a lame right here. This is a lame move. This next one, I have a little bit more respect for, because he stole something that actually probably costs a little bit of money. So it's a microscope of some sorts, and if you saw the whole video there, he has about 9 or 10 of them in that back room. He's apparently been doing this for a little while. Okay, maybe not 9 or 10, but he has at least 6 of them. So he's actually committed to the grind, and if you actually pay attention, he's at his house doing this. He pulled this shit out of the bag at his house, so he's already done the devious lick, and he's stealing something that's, I would say, is pretty important to the class. So this guy is a true menace. This right here, he knows what he's doing. He's a menace to society. He's stealing class equipment that is used on a daily to semi seasonal basis, and he's actually getting off of school grounds and revealing that, hey, I actually did steal this. Look at me with all this extra shit in my house. So this guy right here, he's a menace. This is right here is what we talk about with these devious licks. If you're trying to hit a devious lick, this is what they want you to do. Which, I mean, you're definitely doing something here. It's not like a class pet. You're actually stealing something that your students, fellow classmates would actually need in order to pass the class. So if you're being a menace, you've done it pretty well. Alright, so we have another one here, another devious lick, as they call them, with this guy showing us that this sink has been stolen. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I wouldn't consider this any type of devious lick. Yes, this is a lick, but you didn't steal anything that was really worth value. All you've done, I mean, you're definitely being a menace. You're definitely causing, people to have issues. They can't wash their hands after, using the bathroom. But there's another sink, so it's not like it's a huge inconvenience. And you've stolen something that doesn't have any to almost no value at all. You couldn't turn around and resell this sink. All you would do is prove that you're the one who stole it. Like the guy with the microscopes, at least he could maybe find some other school that's in need of the microscopes, or maybe find somebody who's into those novelty old microscopes that they used to use back in the day. But stealing the sink, I mean, unless you plan on installing it inside of your own home, all you've done is be inconvenience to the class, which is more of menace behavior than devious. I'll give you that. You are a menace, but you're not pulling any type of devious lick here. You're stoling something that probably doesn't even cost that much to replace, and you can't even really use once you've stolen it. Because, I mean, unless you're, home builder, one of those type of people who know how to install plumbing, you're not going to even know what to do with this thing. So that's a lame for me. I mean, you're a menace. Yes, you're being a menace, but this is kind of lame for me. Alright, so here's a funny bit here that shows us that the devious lick is not age restricted. You could be any age at any school and still be a menace to society. You have this kid here pulls out a stack of food trays that I'm assuming he stole from whatever daycare he came from. And of course, the person who's making this video is like, oh boy, look at my son, he's a menace to society. He's actually promoting the fact that his son has stolen something from the school, which, I mean, isn't that the thing that you're trying not to do? Don't you want your kids not to be pulling this type of shit? And this kid can't even probably speak yet, and you're already encouraging and promoting him to be a menace to society. Now, I'm not even going to go to how devious this is, because, I mean, it's just food trays. But you have to consider that this is a child, so it's not really devious it's not really devious in the sense that they've stolen something important. It's devious in the sense that this kid has already started stealing, and he's not even at running age yet. So we got this true menace. He pulled a devious look at a school, dumps out a bag worth of female panties. We're talking like panty after panty after panty. You know this boy, straight minutes, ran up in that locker room, swiped all them shits right off the wall, didn't give no fucks. Brought that shit back on home. Their shit looked a little bit too clean to all be coming from people who've worn them, but I ain't about to sit here and look at dirty underwear. This is beyond devious. This type of lick is catastrophic. This is the type of shit, if you get caught doing, you get put on a list for. So this dude right here, he's respecting the grind, and he's fulfilling the challenge requirements. Pulled the most devious look I think I've seen yet. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this part here, since, we still have a couple more we got to get through, and I still got to tell you guys on how all of this leads into why school is just a joke, and we really should be more careful about who we let into it. For now, I'll catch you guys in the flip. Peace.